years, Dynasty Warriors remained unmatched in the hack and slash genre. Yet, Omega Force decided one day to make another series based around Sengoku period Japan. They called this Samurai Warriors, and it was released on the PlayStation 2 in 2004. This game is 19 years old now. Yes, you heard me right. I remember when we were just celebrating the 10th anniversary of Samurai Warriors with Samurai Warriors 4, which turned out to be awful. Check out my review on that later. To think the PS4 is 10 years old now, and Samurai Warriors, as a whole, is closing in on 2 decades of age. God, I'm getting old. Anyways, enough ranting about aging, for now. Let's get into the game, and see what it has to offer, and if it still holds up after nearly 20 years.
Accursed shadow! Perish.
Musou mode this time around has a stage select, so you can go back and replay anything from before. This makes free mode more redundant. Also, if you meet the requirements, you can unlock alternative battles, so you can get a different non-historical set of battles or battle. The mode is incredibly short. Some have only 4 or 5 stages max. Once you beat a character's Musou mode, you can unlock new characters to play with. Sometimes you need to complete several or all to get more. You start with only 6 and can get 15 total. It's nice to see everyone get a Musou mode, but in turn you get repeat stages and cutscenes. There's also not much uniqueness in turn because of this. Also, the endings are not that satisfying. The game overall feels very short, abrupt, and unfinished. Like they just rushed this out the door. Especially given the 6 unique officers in the game that are unplayable.
No, I cannot. If I die now, your deaths would have no meaning. Lord Nobunaga, Ranmaru, I finally understand what it means to believe.
Here you can play anyone you want and play any unlocked stages as said character. You can also swap out their model with one you unlocked for beating their Musou mode. Otherwise, there's nothing special here, especially since you can select any stage to replay Musou mode, making free mode less desirable. Basically, this mode is just for those who want to play a certain stage as a certain officer, nothing more.
Defeat. I have no regrets.
So stupid. Whoop! Well, I had my fun, so I can't complain.
There, I see them.
And it looks like there's much more fun on the way. Come on, get up! Hi-ya! Whoop! Hi-yo!
What the fuck?
This being the first game, it features a small cast of characters. You get 15 to play with once you beat everyone's Musou mode to get them. There are an additional 6 unique officers that are unplayable, but will be in Xtreme Legends onward. You get by default Yukimura Sanada, Mitsuhide Akechi, Oichi, Kenshin Uesugi, Hanzo Hattori, and Magoichi Sakai. You could then unlock Rimaru, No, Masamune Date, Shingen, Kunoichi Okuni, Ishikawa, Nobunaga, and Keiji. Then there are the unique officers that are unplayable. Those are Ieyasu Tokugawa, Hideyoshi Hashiba, Nagamasa Azai, Yoshimoto Imagawa, Kenyo Hanganji, and Dosun Saito. Overall, not a bad roster. Does suck, you gotta beat every single Musou mode for everyone to get most through out the game. But the game is shorter than the Dynasty Warriors counterparts, so there's a pro and time needed to get stuff. Honestly prefer when they just include cheats to unlock everything right away. so I can just play the game without being punished for not having beaten the game the moment I start the game.
Maro は家康が主ぞ。マロに歯向かい、何を望む？
主はただ一人。望むはその主が天が。
The game is more fluid and offers more combos than Dynasty Warriors at this point. You can get into deadlocks with enemies, and if you win, you get a quick attack to damage them. You can use ninja shortcuts if you play as one, such as Hanzo. The horse is less clunky, and kills by the horse do count towards your KOs. Plus, the bow is now infinite ammo, but the enemies will attempt to dodge your attacks. The enemy AI is also pretty aggressive, making it harder to push into their forces and kill the commander. Objectives appear on the battlefield, and a lot of battles are very scripted, where you must complete a set of goals in a certain order and time to win. I'm not a huge fan of this, and prefer Dynasty Warriors 2 and 3 more open-ended battles, which we would lose with Dynasty Warriors 5 and Samurai Warriors Onward. Once you complete a stage, your performance determines your stat gain, leveling up, bodyguards, and of course the points you earn to unlock stuff in the skill tree. Honestly, just prefer the more straightforward you level up and get stuff. No need for a tacky RPG skill tree that just holds you back and gives you a false sense of progression. If I gain a level, just give me a new combo moveset or increase my attack / speed. Bodyguards have been downgraded compared to Dynasty Warriors 4. This means you cannot edit them, and they only come in 4 instead of 2, and maximum 8 once leveled up. But you can choose from a small selection of different classes, so if you want to have Shinobi follow you or generic swordsman, you can. You can also use a dodge roll to avoid attacks and traps. Especially in castles, you will encounter many different traps, from fake floors and spiked walls. This roll is needed because even fast characters can still fall to them if not careful. The movement is actually pretty good, even with the more tankish characters.
What?
No. Ow!
A flood attack has taken out the advanced force! Nicely played, Yukimura.
This shit is insane.
Sadly, compared to Dynasty Warriors 4 edit mode, the custom officer mode in this game falls completely flat. You can only choose one of 3 weapons and a pre-made model. You cannot customize them in any way outside of your name, which has to be short. Then you must complete a few hours worth of training trials and pass them all to use your custom officer in free mode. Otherwise, if you don't complete everything within a single playthrough, as there is no saving, you lose all progress and must start all over. The weapons are sword, spear, and naginata, all of which are clunky and have short movesets, making the combat massively repetitive. Not to mention you barely hit more than a few enemies at once with the sword, making the basic weapon highly repetitive. There's just nothing positive about this tacked on flawed mode. What a waste of time and resources.
Oh. Faith in the people has brought me this far. Lord Nobunaga. I will create.
So Mitsuhide rises for the good of the people.
The survival mode was the beginning of a new concept exclusive to Samurai Warriors, one of which I never liked, and in Samurai Warriors 1, it truly feels tacked on and pointless. You just run around fighting small groups of enemies within a time limit, the end. Not fun. At least with Samurai Warriors 5, they gave us a superior mode that just needed more to it called Citadel mode. There's nothing special about survival mode. In fact, there's only one reason to play it in any game. That's in Samurai Warriors 2, to unlock Ranmaru, who is also glitched and giving his fans a middle finger from the developers. How dumb.
Farewell, Lord Mitsuhide.
Ranmaru!
Lord Nobu.
English dub. This is a clear issue with Japanese games, even to this day. Just look at Like a Dragon Gaiden and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Enough said. But that said aside, this game uses many voices from previous Dynasty Warriors games. In turn, that means you'll hear Tao Tao as Nobunaga, which I kind of agree with given their similarities. They even acknowledged that in the Orochi games. But still, the English dub is a mixed bag, as certain characters sound off, let alone the voices do not fit at all. For example, Mitsuhide doesn't have the right voice till the second game. Ranmaru is probably one of the better voices, alongside Hanzo. Yet, you got Ieyasu Tokugawa with a bad miscasting till the second game. Here, he sounds so immature and bratty. Meanwhile, in the second game, he sounds more refined, like he's supposed to be portrayed. Sadly, no Steve Bloom as anyone in game for what I could find.
Why?
Thankfully though, this is one of the few games in the series of Warriors titles that lets you switch the English dub for the Japanese voices. This way, you could tolerate the game better. Cause honestly, if I have to hear Hideyoshi one more time, I'll fucking snap.
Behold the castle that was built in one day. What genius could have done this, you say? It's the Hideyoshi we praise. But who built the castle in just one day? Whee! It's Hideyoshi we praise. He built the castle in just one day.
Ranmaru, you once said Lord Nobunaga would one day rule this land. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
At the end of the day, Samurai Warriors is okay. It's playable, but nothing great, and I highly recommend you emulate it to get rid of the blurry, pixelated graphics. I honestly couldn't stand the game because of it, so I maxed it out at 4K and enabled AA to make the game less repulsive. But in turn, there's graphical glitches. Yet I'll take those over the low resolution, blurry, pixelated visuals any day. This makes the game more playable. As for if the gameplay is great as it once was, I'd say kind of. The newer games of the series made everything more fast-paced and added more combos with more fluid combat. Overall, Samurai Warriors is borderline great, and I do recommend it. That's it for this video. See y'all later. Samurai Warriors 1 hasn't aged too well. While I did give it some praise, it was flawed. But then, there was the Xtreme Legends expansion I also had to tackle. I never played this till now, and I'm glad I didn't waste any money on this. Samurai Warriors 1 Xtreme Legends just rehashes the base game for a full price title. Back in the day, with only 4 playable characters. Jesus H. Christ, talk about dog shit. In fact, just like Dynasty Warriors 3 Xtreme Legends, this game offers nothing and expects you to mindlessly praise it like a Twitter thought demanding yes queen, slay it queen only replies. So this review will be short. Let's get this over with, because I just want to be done with this game.
Hey, why don't you admit you're not doing this for peace? Huh? You're afraid. You don't want to lose your chance for glory. No. You like the chaos. You enjoy the fighting. You love it.
No! I want glory. I like to fight, yet I'll fulfill my duties.
To start, the game is all about 4 new characters only. Except they're not new, as they existed in the base game as unique, unplayable NPCs. The 4 you can now, and only now, play as are Hideyoshi, the gay guy, Japan Lubu, named after a car, and Ina, the car's daughter. Yep, that's it. The Musou mode is only for them. In fact, the battles themselves are from the base game, just rehashed to appear new as you play as these characters during those battles. So if you ever wanted to kill Saito as Hideyoshi and build the stupid castle in just one day, now you can. That's it. That's literally it. I didn't even bother with 2 of these characters because one is the gay guy no one likes and the other is a fucking car. He just plays the same battles as his beau daughter Ina. Why even bother at that point? Because of Megaforce? That's why. Ina's entire Musou mode is composed of running away and rescuing people and escorting people all over the map. Also, you must do all of these at once and fast as possible or game over. Yeah, they tacked on multiple game over objectives at once on every single battle with Ina and Honda Civic. What god shit tier awful design. Honestly, I have nothing positive to say about this shit game.
No problems at all.
That's impossible. It'll never work.
That makes it all the more interesting. To make the impossible possible.
Are you insane?
Combat is still the same, with nothing improved. There's no new weapons or items or bodyguard features. You get only 4 new characters who already appeared in the base game as unique NPCs. They just rehash every battle from the base game as new stages. In fact, Ina's entire Musou mode is just running. Honda is the same. What is the appeal again? Alright, there isn't any. There's no new modes, and they removed custom officer mode and challenge mode, only keeping in versus and survival alongside free and Musou. At least you can play all the other base game officers in free mode, but at that point, what's the point of them existing? You can only play the Extreme Legends stages in this game. There's no merger like Dynasty Warriors 3 Legends, Extreme Legends, where the base game was still playable within that game.
Ina, why do you fight?
At the end of the day, it's clear that Samurai Warriors 1 Extreme Legends was a half-assed job. They just needed to make a quick buck to meet a quota. There's no value here at all. In fact, I can't believe it, but yes, this game is worse than Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends. That's talent right there. To make something far, far worse. Only a Megaforce, folks. I do not recommend this game, and give it a borderline mediocre score. That's it for this video. I need some vodka.